never, ever, ever put a double intro to a video. But listen, the video that you're getting ready to watch, 100% of the people in the lawn care business need to prepare and do this with your mower. Okay? Don't be that guy. You know, that guy that has to call the wrecker because he failed to do what I'm going to show you how to do in the video. Don't be that guy that has to take the severe walk of shame, maybe call some of your lawn buddies up or go get whoever you can to try to help get your mower out of a yard because you didn't prepare. What I'm going to show you in this video takes literally 5 to 10 minutes max. And if you prepare now, right before the season, and if this ever happens to you, it's happened to me before, you're going to be prepared and you are going to be so thankful that you didn't have to take the massive walk of shame, mess your entire day up, and just generally put you in a bad mood. Don't be that guy that failed to prepare. All right? So everybody, watch what I'm going to show you on this video. It's very important. It doesn't take a long time. You need, and show all your guys too. I'm telling you, it's happened to me. I've been doing this for 45 years and I'm telling you, prepare, a little bit of preparation beforehand, you're golden. But if you don't, it may not happen this year, but it's gonna happen to you. So watch the video and then that's it. Don't be that guy. Howdy y'all, it's Russell back with Gwinnett Lawns in beautiful. Look at that blue sky. That's right. Atlanta, Georgia. Today is March the, what is it? March the 18th, 2022. Here's the question. I'm gonna get right off the video with the question. Do you carry your mower belts with you for every mower that you take out to cut grass with? That's the question. Let me tell you why you should. Number one, if you've had a blade belt break and obviously you can't cut the grass, if you've got a backup mower, you could use that. But if you've ever had a hydro belt break, well, you're in serious trouble if you don't have a new replacement to repair it with. And this is the most important part and why I'm making this video. Do you even know how to change the belts? Can't rely on your dealer to do that, because if you are out in the field, out at the customer's house, yard, whatever, commercial property, you need to be able to change both the blade and the hydro belt. Obviously, we're going to be demonstrating this on the 48-inch Trimstar. I have 399.3 hours. This mower still has the factory original blade belt and hydro belt. One time I got a stick down in this hole right here, and it was a 1 in a million shot, but it went between the belt and the pulley for the hydro drive and it popped the belt off. So I'm thinking that the belt broke, and I was panicking because I did not have a belt with me and I had not practiced on putting the hydro belt on this particular mower. Fortunately, it's the same as the 54 Trimstar, but this is what I want you guys to do. I want you to take every mower that you have, and while you're at your house, while it's not busy yet, take the hydro and the blade belt on and off. Do it multiple times if you need to where it's second nature. You don't have to think about it. Make sure that you have the belts, obviously. And if you need any tools to do that, which I need some tools to make this doable, to remove those two plates, make sure that you have everything that you need with you on your truck at all times when you take that mower out. Word to the wise. You don't want to be trying to scroll on your phone, trying to figure out how to, you know, replace your Exmark or Toro belt because you've never done it before. All right, practice it while you're at your house, while you're just chilled out. Do it on a weekend, but do it and make sure you got everything you need. All right, so first thing I want to do is I'm going to remove this cover. This is the access Now, it doesn't matter whether you have a walk behind, stander, ride-on mower. They are all very similar in design. If you happen to have a trim star, bless you. So one little trick that I do is I mark with paint on the side of the pulley that the belt touches. I put a paint mark there. You can't see it because it's yellow paint, but I have it there. That way, if you don't have your diagram, then you can refer back to that. All right, so I'm gonna remove these covers, and this is a very, very easy design to do. I'm gonna jack the mower up in the back. You don't have to do that, but I'm gonna do that so I can get the camera under there and show you the arrangement of the belts, because 99% of the time you're going to have to take the blade belt off to get the hydro belt on if it broke, because that belt is higher up on the two pulleys of the engine, and I'll show you that next. All right, so I have got the deck dropped down as far as possible, which will give you more room. It's going to be a little bit easier to do this on a walk behind than it will be on a standard mower, because all this is going to be, most of it's going to be up under the engine compartment, but it's still not hard to do. So Hustler puts a routing diagram for the blade belt right here, but if this is not here, what I want you to do is I want you to make paint marks every place where the belt touches the pulley. Okay, so that way if this belt had broken and it was not here, then I know which way to wrap it around. Now I want you to see under here, see this pulley? This is the pulley that operates the blades. And if you look up, which I'll do in a minute, in the back, I'll show you the hydro belt. But you can see this thing is already a little chewed up at 400 hours. About hour, I don't know, 40 or 50 hours, I got a couple pine cones stuck in there and some pieces of wood, and it frayed it up a little bit, but the belt is fine. I'm keeping this belt as a spare to keep on the truck. This belt is in no way, we'll look at it a little closer, but it's, you know, this thing could probably go 800 hours, but at 400 hours is when I change them. It's just me, because I want to do this here in the garage where I'm not pressured and I'm not trying to make up time. So the only thing that we need to do let me put this back on the tripod. The only thing that we need to do to get this belt off is take the tension off of it. So however you have to do yours, some of them are really super easy, like this one is. And some of them, I'm trying to get this tripod, sorry. Trying to get this tripod set up. Some of them are really super easy like this, and some of them aren't. It requires like a tool, but all I have to do is push this, right? And I'll show you, I'm gonna demonstrate it. I'm gonna push this, and then I'm gonna roll the belt off of one of the sides. Okay, so it's that easy. And it's super easy to get back on. And I just slide out and the entire belt comes out, just like this. Literally takes like 5 seconds. Put it back on. It's a tiny bit harder, but anyway, it's easy to do. So I'm going to take you around back, because we'll just simulate that the hydro belt broke and not the blade belt. You still have to loosen this. What I recommend is that you just loosen it take the tension off and drop it off at the pulley and leave it around here if you're just replacing the hydro belt. All right, so, whoops, my tripod just broke. All right, so what I'm gonna do to make this easier for you guys to see, I'm gonna take this off real fast. This is the Go Slide. This unhook chain here. I'm gonna pull the pin Heavy, it's awkward to do by myself. Pull that out. I'm just going to disconnect the spring here. All right. Slide that out of the way. All right. This is easier for you guys to see. Now the trim star, I've got 4 bolts I have to remove to get these plates out because the belt is right under here. So I'm going to do that next. All right, so there's the hydro belt, considerably smaller. And on the Hustler, it has this really cool chain that does the tension. So you just pull this out. And slide it over. There we go. So now the tension is off, okay? So what I'm gonna do, so you guys can see under here, I'm gonna jack the back of the mower up. You don't normally have to do that, but I want you guys to be able to see what a hydro belt looks like because it can be confusing if you're not used to it. This is why I want you to practice this at home, not out in the field. All right, so let me see if I can get the camera under here. I guess I could have taken the wheels off. I just did the hydro oil and the engine oil and all that, and I had the wheels off. I could have done all that. It would have been easier for you guys to see. It'll be all right. You'll get the understanding. All right. So obviously, don't get under a mower when it's just on this kind of jack. But you see the pulley. This is the blade pulley right here. Look where my finger is. And up there on the top this is just a tensioner, but the pulley goes around it's the top pulley. So whatever pulley's on the top is the one that has to go on first and the one that has to come off last. So don't get confused about it. So let me see if it's possible for me to put this down here so you guys can see. I don't know if this is gonna even, it's too dark or not under here. All right, so obviously you would not have this jacked up. You're gonna remove it from the pulley, the tensioner, it's right here, okay? You see how this now is free, all right? So I have this free. I'm going to remove it from this side of the hydro. And I'm going to remove it from the other side of the hydro. And I took my little tensioner spring off. And now you can just feed this down. Just like this. Okay? So if I had the blade belt still on there, it would get caught. So there's the hydro belt. Okay. Now, taking it off is always easier. So let's get our new hydro belt. Let's make sure that it is the exact same. This is a factory belt. It's not an aftermarket belt. Just line it up and it is perfectly the same. Okay. Also make sure that the width, just make sure it's the same belt. Okay, now to put it back on is complete opposite of what we just did. So the entire belt, let's see, is this even possible? This camera, just wedge it in here. This is sketchy. Maybe this will work. All right, so I got the whole belt, right? I'm just gonna reach under all this stuff right here. I'm gonna pull it up. Just pull it up like this. And then take some of the slack. So I'm wrapping it around. And you can do this a lot of different ways. I'm wrapping it around the hydro. This is not working. This is near impossible to film video. We don't use film anymore. All right, well, I'll just try to make that work. All right, so anyway, however you got to do it so that you can get it around this pulley, so you can see the pulley, all right? It's usually easier when you drop the deck and it's in front. So now the belt is around the engine pulley. And then I'm going to take this slack. I'm trying to do this without touching the camera because it's going to move. Ah, there we go. I'm sorry. This is just, it's just hard to know way to film this. Maybe you guys can see it that way. I won't even know what this looks like until I get it on my computer. So anyway, I would have already had this done if I wasn't filming this. So your hydro pumps, you got one on each side, got one there. And then there should be a little fan, all right? And then there'll be another. Where's my other side? Okay, then there'll be one on this side. Okay. So we'll put it on both pumps, like so. And then, gotta make sure this is not twisted. Okay. It's around the engine. It's around this hydro pump. It's around the tensioner. And it's around this hydro pump. Okay. So literally, if I wasn't trying to film this, it's super easy. Okay, see there's the tensioner. I took the spring off. is right here. And there's one hydro. And the other hydro is right there. Just make sure it's around the groove of the pulley again, as I'm saying. And let me put this in here. Maybe this will work, maybe it won't. All right. So I'm gonna hook the spring around here. Take my chain. Now you may have a static spring that's pulling on something and not have this type of chain set up. Okay. So the thing just broke. This little ring. Alright, well, you guys get the idea. I can't deal with this camera. Let me, when I come back, I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, so this ring, this like finger ring, was what broke. And it was plenty easy enough just to grab the chain. So I made sure and put it right back where it was supposed to be. As you can see, the tensioner is right where it's supposed to be. Alright, so it's around both pulleys. So I'm going to let this down because there's no need for it to be up. Again, make sure you practice on your mower with it on the ground, just like it would be sitting. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a carabiner in here instead of this ring because it won't break. Alright, so once we've got that done, the most common belt that's going to break is your blade belt. Now, these things are usually really, really long. So this one happens to be a different color, even though it is the same belt. I'm going to do this up here. All right. 601969. All right. So easiest way to do this is to just take a loop of it, put it around the engine first. Make sure it's not inside out. Okay? So it goes like that. And I'm going to look on each of my pulleys to see, because you could wrap it this way or you could wrap it this way, right? But I've got my mark here, so I know which side it's on. Okay. Okay, and then it wraps around the outside. Hold on, let me get on the other side. I'm just pulling this with my hand. And then I'm going to take the pulley and just roll it around, and there it is. All right, it's easy. double check, make sure it's on the correct side of everything. It's on the engine. All right. That's all there is to it. And I'll take these two belts, roll them back up, and they're going to go in the truck as spares. So, let's see if it works. Literally, if I wasn't filming this, 5 minutes tops to do both belts. That includes taking the covers off, putting them back on, and making sure that I had the correct socket to remove that. So whatever your mower is, practice with it. Do it several times if that's what it takes, because you don't want to have to try to figure it out when the chips are down and it's hot outside and you're in the middle of a fire ant mound because your hydro belt broke. Anyway, so if that helps you, that's awesome. Leave a comment down there. As I said before, let me know if you have belts and what other spare parts do you carry for your mowers. I don't know. Maybe there's a couple other things we need. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.